Wasteland.com, buythermite.com. Today they sent me, the owners of the Conflicted card game, sent me a pack so that I could do a quick review and show you guys about this. Not being paid beyond just getting this this free deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this for you. This is a game that is designed for kind of brainstorming or just talking about and exploring mentally all the possibilities of a shit hit the fan type scenarios. And there's different types of scenarios for each deck. So there's multiple decks you can get. This one is the financial collapse version. So I think the way the game works is you're supposed to sit around and pull a card. You explain, it has a scenario on it. You explain what you would do in that scenario, and I think the other people vote on who had the best explanation or something along those lines. You can check out the website. The link will be in the description below. I think it's an affiliate. It should be an affiliate link if you do end up wanting to pick one of these up. Now, what I would not recommend for these before even playing the game, these are probably not a good idea for a game to play during a shit hit the fan scenario. This is designed to be done now just for people who are interested in it, or for those who are serious preppers to help actually train you mentally and logistically for these scenarios. It's not something that I would recommend for entertainment during a shit hit the fan scenario because you're probably going to want to dwell on something else other than disaster scenarios. Maybe get a regular card game for during that. But a good gift, I would guess, for someone who's into preparedness. So we're going to see what kind of scenarios in here. I'll pull one or two of them out and then answer them on camera for you guys. I'm not going to go through the whole deck, obviously, but we'll see what kind of stuff we have in there. And you can guys let me know what you think, how my answers were, see if I do it decently. So they also have regular cards, ace of spades, and all the normal suits and stuff on there, which is a nice touch. That way you can still play normal card games with them if you want, any sort of card games. So yeah, let me just grab one of these out of here randomly. Financial collapse. Pick a card, any card. That one? Alright, sounds good. Oh, I left one in there. Is that the Joker? It is the Joker. Oh, it's got the rules. Let me read the rules. I'll set that card aside. Let me read the rules really quick. Is that Hillary Clinton? Pretty gross. I can't even tell. Every scenario, 3+ players, every scenario assumes a modern civilization is collapsing and the apocalypse is currently taking place. Shuffle the deck and place it in the center of the table. The first player reads a card and each player gives their answer. The player asking the question awards the card that was just read to the person with the best answer. Moves clockwise and the process repeats as many rounds as you want. The player with the most cards at the end of the game wins. So you would like read the question, give people answers, you say, you know what, that was the best answer, and then you give them that card and you move around. So as a card game, it depends on what type of stuff you're actually into, but it seems like it might have some utility just for actually brainstorming, even if you're not trying to play it as a game, but just to figure it out. So we'll see. I haven't read any of these, so we'll see what this first one says. I'll maybe do one or two, maybe three max, and yeah, we'll see what kind of answer you have. Here we go. Governments print new money to get themselves out of crisis, but usually that just postpones and enlarges the consequences. How should governments react to an economic crisis and why? Interesting. Dealing with economic policy here too. So in my mind, obviously how a government should deal with an economic crisis depends on what the economic crisis is, but for the sake of this card, we'll explain, or we'll assume that they're talking about a situation where there's some kind of debt default or something, and instead of printing new money to resolve the crisis. But what you should do, the government should do, obviously, is face reality. And instead of trying to print or anything to just prolong the system, you need to deal with the consequences of what's been done in the past and move forward. In most cases, that would involve switching to some new monetary form, new monetary currency, something that's maybe asset-backed, or at the very least, controlled by the people. As Bill still says, we need to privatize the banking and nationalize the money, which is sort of the exact opposite of what we have. The people need to control the money through the government. The government needs to be controlled by the people, and the banks should be private businesses. Instead, we have like fairly nationalized banks and privatized money through the Fed. It's a weird system. So that's what we need to do. In the short term, you're not gonna be able to really stop creating the money system until you're ready to switch over to the new one. So there may have to be a little bit of inflation there, but you just can't keep going on the same path. That would be my answer. You got to switch it up and switch to sound money. That's the only way. And beyond that, if the economic crisis is related to other things that go deeper than the money, then that just depends on what it is. You can't answer that without knowing what the issue is. But a lot of the problems would be fixed if we fixed the money, went to sound money. That's my answer. Next question. See what we got here. I used to be able to do some. Nope, that was ugly. All right, I'll pick a random one. This is long. Submerged deep in the transportation bill passed by the United States Congress in December 2015 was a bold, brand new power given to the IRS, the arm of the American government which collects taxes. If you have a federal tax debt amounting to $50,000 or more, the IRS can get your passport canceled by sending a message to the State Department to do so. Should a government have the right to stop your ability to move if they believe you owe them money? Why? Well, that's an easy one. No. I mean, it depends on, certainly this government shouldn't be able to do that. And obviously in a perfect scenario, government would be voluntary. So if you entered into a voluntary contract with the government, then if that contract says if you owe us money, we'll restrict your ability to move, then that's fine with me. But under the, hey, you were born here, so now you have to follow our rules type of government, I certainly don't think they should just be able to automatically restrict your movement if you owe them money. It's hilarious that they're not interested in restricting, at least up until Donald Trump, not interested in restricting people moving into the country, but they would be more than happy to prevent you from leaving. That's kind of weird. So you can check in anytime you like, but you can never leave, as the song says. So we'll do one more of these, and this is the Financial Collapse, Deck 7, I believe, again. Conflicted. Link will be in the description. And it is, I think I have an affiliate link for them. So if you do sign up, it won't cost you anything, but I might get a couple bucks if you do decide to get this for yourself or for someone for Christmas. All right, card number 3. This will be the last scenario I do here. In the crisis of 2015, Greece limited cash withdrawals from ATMs to 60 euros a day. That is about 1,800 euros per month. If the government restricted your access to cash to $60 a day where you live, what would you have to do to maintain your lifestyle? I could maintain almost my entire lifestyle on $60 a day, but I also keep cash anyway, just for such scenarios. I keep, at least a few hundred up to a few thousand, depending on the current situation. And so that would not be an issue as long as the crisis didn't last beyond a few weeks. If it lasted beyond a few weeks, then you would be facing a lot more pressing things beyond getting $60 out of an ATM, because everyone else would be totally freaking out. So yeah, that's how so to answer the first part of the question, yes, I could maintain my lifestyle almost completely on $60 a day. I don't really spend more than that on necessities anyway. So I would have to cut back on a lot of things that are done just to, for lifestyle, things that I enjoy doing, things that I do that I don't need to do. But in terms of just my core expenses, yeah, I could do that. And I could sustain that for at least a couple weeks just on my reserves. So that's why you need to have cash reserves. So that's basically how this game works. I think these are cool. I don't know if you'll be able to find, if most people have enough friends that are preppers that would be interested in actually just sitting down and playing a game like this. But if you can get 1 or 2 other people and just use it as a discussion, not even worry about keeping points or something, or just do it for yourself as a cool way to find out, have a scenario thrown at you and be able to come up with an answer and maybe find holes in your prepping or find out where you've done some good things. Like in that situation, hey, I have cash on hand. That problem is no longer a problem, it's an inconvenience, which is kind of the whole point of prepping, turning problems into inconveniences. So this is the Financial Collapse one. Maybe they'll send me some other ones in the future. We'll see. If you guys are interested in this game, put the link in the description. Let me know what you guys think about my answers and what your answers would be. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.